FreeMMOStation.com.
Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Skyland Shore with FreeMMOStation, and this is my first impression review of Swordsman Online, which I just got into beta for. So Swordsman Online is a martial arts MMO, very similar to Yulgang 2, but really it's more similar to Age of Wushu, especially in terms of combat. So Swordsman Online is by Perfect World Entertainment, and at the moment there is a little bit of problems with the translations and stuff like that, but overall I think that I got the grasp on the game. Yes, mix between standstill and action combat. So you might like it, you might not like it. I really think you're gonna have to try it because it is interesting how they do it. It's, like I said, it's very similar to Age of Wushu. It focuses on really the strategic parts of the combat, and also the game has a very huge focus on the RPG questing because it is based on a novel like Yulgang 2 is. It's based on a novel and it's really focused on that story, and it really puts your character in the middle of the story, which is really cool. So yeah, there's a multitude of tasteful combat aesthetics between the different martial arts schools that you have, from Shaolin to Ai, and then also styles within them and between them. And you can also get these sort of different secret styles and add different abilities to your combos and different things like that. So yeah, it's really cool with the different abilities that you can have. But the graphics of these abilities, they're really impactful, they're really big, but really they're nothing special. It's no Blade and Soul, right? It's nothing huge and big. It's a little bit bland, but I think they are effective at least. And the animations, I'm gonna say, are nothing special either for a martial arts MMO. Like, I wanna say Blade and Soul would be the epitome. It's nothing like that, but it is, standard. Also, questing is also very usual. I mean, very usual. It's very similar to older MMOs like World of Warcraft. It's very unappetizing, and it seems that there's a whole lot of single-player questing because it is very RPG-esque. It's a multiplayer game, but it seems a lot of the quests are just very focused on the single-player aspect, and you constantly do go into sort of like a single-player instance, but it's just sort of weird, and it breaks immersion when you're doing a quest and you see like a million other people doing this quest that really only you should be doing. Yeah, it's like that. So auto-pathing is very big in the game, and it's also a little bit buggy, and the traveling speed is really slow. There's a lot of different things that you can do, like teleporting and stuff like that gets you around the world. You do have mounts, and you get a mount really soon, so I can't really complain about that. Plus, it's a martial arts game where you can double jump and sort of fly through the air and stuff, but yeah, travel's a little bit slow. The game is a little bit more slower paced, but yeah, that's all I can say. It doesn't quite feel good. Button response also is a little bit sluggish, and it doesn't really feel that good. Probably because of the different servers they have. They don't really have that many servers. A little bit of latency. It is beta. It could be that. But other than that, it's a strategy MMO, so expect a little bit less speed. So the combo system, let's talk about the combats, okay? The combo system is interesting, but even the aging World of Warcraft had a better macro system, and newer games like Terra have interactive combo systems, which are much more fun and engaging. In this game, you can attach different abilities to the E, which will use those abilities in order. So you press E and it does those abilities in order, say like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't quite work accurately, and it's only one. You can't do any other button other than E for your combo system. So yeah, World of Warcraft had a better macro system, and I don't really understand the system. I don't even think that the whole combo system should be in the game. It doesn't really feel like it's adding anything at all. The control scheme, though, is really awesome. I really love how that it can be customized. For one, you could play it like a normal MMO where it would be, you aim with a mouse, you can right click, and then you can drag and move your camera like that, like it'd be a first person shooter or a third person shooter, or you could have it like Terra where it's instantly like that. You get a nice little reticle, and then you can use your mouse buttons in order to do your main attacks, and then also it just feels more action based. It's just really cool that you can instantly and just like from the start choose which one you want, and it's really easy and intuitive to do that. Really awesome, like the control scheme. So endgame seems interesting in regards to strategic fighting bosses, and especially towards the PvP combat. So you can jump and double jump in order to dodge big attacks. So it's not really about dodging. You do have dashes and stuff. It's really more about getting out of the way or the radius instead of some sort of magical invincibility barrier, like rolling or dodging in Guild Wars 2. And in Guild Wars 2, you only have a double dodge, which can be refreshed to dodge more, but you really only have 2 dodges. Every character has 2 dodges, basically. And in this game, you have a huge bar, just like Elder Scrolls Online. You can do different things with your stamina bar, just like Elder Scrolls Online. So there's a lot more skill cap and a lot more strategy with that, and I like that. So you can double jump to evade, or you can double jump to engage. And in PvP, you're gonna have to choose between being offensive or defensive with your mana, with your health, and also with your stamina bar. So a lot of strategy and a lot of skill cap there. But yeah, there's really a lack of focus towards crafting though. It's really dissimilar to Yulgang 2 and Age of Wushu in that respect, so it looks like they put a lot of focus towards the RPG aspects. But speaking of RPG, I would expect a lot more customization, but in this game, there's no sliders, there's not many options like voice settings or eye color at the moment, and you can't change your outfit too much. Not at the beginning, but there is a lot of outfitting options later on. So yeah, the customization though is really quick, it's really easy, and it looks nice. So I did like that to just get me in the game, and I would say it's very basic, but it's just enough really. Your character is going to look probably similar to a lot of other characters, but it's good enough. So yeah, there is outfitting and dyeing systems, like if you join certain schools, you get their outfits. If you do certain quests, I'd imagine you pick up different outfits. So that's really interesting. You can look differently and add different things, and there's, you know, the dye option, which I wasn't able to explore much, but I would assume it's probably similar to Guild Wars 2, maybe not as deep, but there is that. Quests were not multiplayer friendly, not at all. And so far, in my first impressions up to level 12, they didn't require much teamwork at all. Unlike Guild Wars 2 or Elder Scrolls, this game seems to be extremely single-player focused, despite being an MMO. So yeah, overall the game feels slow-paced, like a single-player RPG, and it focuses really heavy on the story early on. But then, at the same time, the game seems to have a really big focus towards the endgame PvP content, which is really sad though, because you can't even touch PvP until level 31, the player killing, the open world PvP that the game is really wanting you to play. So as the first impressions, I was disappointed. I couldn't join in any PvP fun. There is dueling though, but it's not exactly the same as what's supposed to be happening with the guild PvP and the team fighting and the school versus school stuff like that. At the moment, I think that it's ambiguous if they are going to sponsor arenas like Yulgang 2 did, but they do have open world PvP. It is in the game, very similar to Age of Wushu. I like the pacing with abilities, because you don't just learn all these crazy acrobatic and ninja abilities instantly. You have to progressively learn them along with the story, which is also very progressive, and I really like the pacing of it. It's not like you just do a main quest and then you forget about it. No, you're pretty much constantly a part of this world, a part of this story, which is really good. It's based on a novel. They needed to do that, and I think that's what makes this game different. But because the game does lack a really quick introduction to the PvP, that deters me personally. But with the promise and potential fun that I could have with the combat, it makes me want to keep playing. Sadly, this is very much a rollercoaster MMO, similar to in design to many other older MMOs like WildStar, but without the multiple game modes that WildStar does feature. So WildStar, it is a rollercoaster game, but there's so many different things that you could do along that rollercoaster. So theme park, but this game, it's just rollercoaster. You just kind of do the one thing and, you know, you just kind of ride it out. For a free-to-play game, it's worth a try, definitely, and I can't really say if it's better or worse than its competitors, though. For sure, it's at least not as action-packed as Yulgang 2, and overall, it's less immersive in game feel than Age of Wushu. That's what I do know, but it definitely has a huge focus on the RPG aspect and the story, and that's what it has over its competitors. So guys, hope you like this review, and if you get a beta, I definitely suggest you try this game out, because it is interesting. Thanks for watching, we'll see you again later.